In his latest investment letter, Paul Singer, the head of Elliott Management, harshly criticizes officials in Europe and the United States for their weak monetary policy and reckless spending, factors that he say could trigger the next financial crisis. Hello, I'm Evelyn Rusli with Dealbook, joined today with my colleague Azam Ahmed. So what did you find most striking about this letter?
I think there were a couple of things. It was a very long letter, very well written.
More than 14,000 words.
Yeah, more than 14,000 words. And he really delineated why he thought the U.S. and Europe, particularly the developed countries, were heading for trouble. Quantitative easing, low interest rates, pumping a lot of money into the system. Mm-hmm. He takes on, he calls it the big three, Medicaid, Medicare, and pension obligations. Mm-hmm. He was really, really charged up, and it's a very colorful letter, well written.
Angry at times.
Very angry. It's a very coherent letter. Sometimes you read letters and they're just basically amalgams of we did this investment, we did that investment. This is, it's clear he spent a lot of time with this.
Paul Singer, he's one of the most influential guys in the hedge fund world. He has a fund that's about 17 billion or so in assets under management. What did you think about his view on Europe? I thought it was very interesting that his remedy for the situation with Greece's debt crisis was that you should let Greece fail so that Germany and France aren't continually writing checks for them and trying to prop up the economy.
I think a lot of people, especially in Europe, are saying, no, we need to keep the European Union. His argument is essentially fracture it. There's no point. The balance sheets of France and Germany they continue to put more and more debt on them to help insolvent countries, and it's only going to get worse, right? Mm-hmm. So he's really kind of unloading in some ways his overall view, and frankly it's very bearish.
And yet, despite how bearish Paul Singer is, they made about 1.1% in the last quarter. They say they're finding a lot of opportunities in distressed real estate in the US, Europe, Japan, as well as discounted claims from the Madoff bankruptcy. So what do you think about the outlook for Singer?
I think he's performing about on par with hedge funds. It's been a pretty tough year. But I would also say that in his letter to investors, I would highly doubt that he wouldn't be bullish about opportunities on the landscape.
Especially since he says he's also still raising more capital. I'm Evelyn Rusli with Dealbook for the New York Times.